still can't get my visual effects to work, which is
I
annoying.
mean,
Riverside, what the fuck? I've done all the browser updates they said I need to
mm,
do. It's annoying. It would be nice if people didn't have to look at a few sad rectangles of insulation behind
you
me.
do like you're recording from a little construction site, which is fun.
I'm going to wear a little construction hat next time.
Oh, cute little Bob the Builder vibe.
Oh my gosh, so adorbs. It can be
Cute,
pink. It'll be pink.
cute. Love it.
You don't know what we're doing today.
Nope.
I know what we're doing today.
Well, that's good.
What if I just got on and I was like, so,
You
what are we
got your
doing?
episode ready?
You got everything ready? Your eye looks a little bit back to normal. Do you want to tell the people what happened
Yeah.
to you?
Oh, I went skateboarding one morning and then I just ate shit going real fast and bonked my head on the concrete. So I had I still have a black eye, but it's way more normal. You can kind of
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, your glasses kind of shield it.
yeah, my glasses kind of shield it. But I got a really bad black eye. I did something to my wrist, which is still kind of bruised. It's sort of hard to see it in this shitty light and webcam quality. Bruised up my knee really bad, which still I can't you need to sit on the ground, so you like go to bend down on your knees first. I
Mm-hmm.
cannot put pressure on it. Like I can't put it on the ground and put pressure on it still. It's been just over like a couple days past a week. It's still real bruised up. Scraped up my elbow and yeah, so and I got a concussion.
Like you legit got a concussion.
I'm just like, there's no way I couldn't. I hit my
Right.
head on concrete
Right.
and that bruise. Like I also like noticed little things like tipping my head upside down would make me nauseous. Like if I was bending over to pick something up, that would make me nauseous.
Okay.
I couldn't like video games were making me nauseous.
Ooh.
Um
Now, were you wearing a helmet?
I was for
Oh,
most of it
that's good.
until
That doesn't
yeah,
protect your face though.
yeah, and then I took it off because I was going to be leaving when this happened.
Oh, but that really where you got hit wouldn't have necessarily helped. I mean, maybe it would have left you less
It
concussed.
Yeah, I probably would have. Yeah, I was trying to think about that. I don't know if I still would have snapped my glasses,
Mm-hmm. Right.
likely. I might have, I don't know, because, the helmet goes out. There's that little bit of padding. Like, there's a chance that I wouldn't have
Yeah, that's
actually
true.
hit, because I hit like my eyebrow sort of area,
Your eyebrows.
my eyebrows.
That's what my youngest calls them.
Somehow the my eyebrow piercing has survived,
That's
even
kind
though
of
I got
crazy.
like I have like cuts by it, but they healed up. They've healed up pretty well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, other than that little spot under your eye, you look pretty back to normal.
Yeah, it's in person. You can see like this section by my eye, and then it wrapped around was like yellow now from the bruise. It's pretty much gone, and now I just have these weird. It's like the pinkish color,
Mm-hmm.
that like pinkish purple color on a little bit on my eyelid and underneath my eye. So yeah, I mean it looks way better. And for how bad it was, like how bad the bruising was the first day and the first few days, I'm really surprised. I thought it was going to last much longer, but I've been staying very hydrated, and so I think that's helped.
Oh, good. Because I was wondering, I'm like, you're how old now?
I'm 31.
31. Yeah, and that's when the healing and all of that starts to go
Mhm.
real downhill. I've noticed that whenever I get injuries or like a cut or a scrape or something, it takes a lot longer for that bitch to heal.
And I would say normally I've healed, I don't know, I feel like average heal times. I've gotten hurt so much that I just feel like I'm in constantly a state of healing. But yeah, this is definitely my wrist is doing a lot better today. My like wrist
Yeah.
and thumb, but that's why I was wondering if like I got like a hairline fracture or something in like my wrist hand area or my knee, or it's just possible that they're really bad like sprains or boon bone bruises or something.
I was like, what?
You know, the
Excuse
medical
me?
term.
She's still concussed, guys. So
Oh,
give her a
God,
break. Give her
it does
a break.
it is a little concerning. Like I this is probably my fourth concussion.
Oh
I had a
no.
really bad one my sophomore year that took months and months.
Wait, what? Do I know about this?
I mean, I think you should. I think I've told you about it because, like,
Oh,
mom and dad know.
that was judgmental.
Well, I just meant like I'm sure
Just
because it's not
teasing.
like
Well, I think you should.
I think you should. Well,
You
that
should
one, yeah,
remember.
that one was really, really bad. And then I hit my head at a skate park a year after that. And then I got it checked out and they didn't say I was concussed, but I'm like, I still hit my head on concrete. So it seems surprising that I didn't because that time I was definitely not wearing a helmet.
I guess I don't even really know how they do that unless they do like a full-on MRI. I mean, don't they just kind of check your pupils and say, yeah, you're
Yeah, that
probably
was
okay?
that was like pretty much it. Is like they
Yeah.
checked my pupils and I was functioning normal, but I mean, there are different degrees of concussions. So
All right. Well, shall we get to our half-assed episode today?
yeah, let's do it.
Okay. We are playing. So, for context, which you probably don't need, but I'm going to give it to y'all
I
anyway.
need it.
You need it because your brain is not working at full capacity.
Yeah. Will it ever again? I worry about these things,
You're
but
going to be like those football players.
well, no, I think about that because I'm like, I've definitely have had two.
How many makes the serial killer? Do you have any other tendencies that are popping
Right.
up that we need to worry about?
No bad wedding, so we're good.
Good. Well, as everyone knows, probably Mother's Day is coming up. And I purchased a gift for our mother off of Hallmark. I was served the ad by Instagram. I will pretty much buy most anything that Instagram serves to me.
Oh
Instagram
God.
knows me very intimately.
I was just gonna say intimately. Like,
Intimately. So anyway, I saw this thing for mom, and then while I was looking at stuff for mom, of course, I'm the type of person who, when I get somebody a gift, I was like, well, I should probably get a little something for myself.
a little treat for me.
Little treat for
Yeah.
me for being such a
Little
good
treat.
person.
That is how I function. I get it.
Good. So what I got as well is this Gilmore Girls trivia set.
Ooh.
And
Oh, that's delight.
I know, I was super excited. It comes in this cute packaging from Hallmark. We're not sponsored, but you guys totally could, Hallmark. It's a trivia deck and episode guide.
Ooh. Also, we've watched enough of your movies, Hallmark, and you used to play some really scary shit, and mom would leave it on and sometimes fall asleep, and I would be too scared to change the channel, so I'd just be watching scary stuff all by myself as a youth. So what I'm
We're
saying is,
reopening that.
yeah, what I'm saying is, you owe us Hallmark.
Hallmark? Are you talking Hallmark or Lifetime, though?
Didn't Hallmark also have scary things?
Maybe?
Or
I
like,
don't know. I
like
just think
I
of
don't know.
Christmas movies with them, but it doesn't matter.
That's true. Sorry. We're off topic.
Little episode guide. It has every single
Adorbs.
episode in here. It's so adorbs. It has the little gazebo on the front of it. I just thought, since you got concussed and I already did an episode and I didn't feel like doing anything, that we could
It's fair.
just do some Gilmore Girls trivia. So that's what we're
Yeah.
doing.
Are you able to participate too?
Probably not, but that's okay.
You could not look and hold up a card and I could try and read it from your camera unless it's flipped.
Okay. All right.
I can maybe read. That was pretty difficult. We'll see.
Okay. Let's just see where this goes.
Let's see what happens.
It's going to be a short one. It needs to be.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Okay. What is the name of Lorelai's grandmother?
Emily Gilmore. Oh, no, her
Her
grandmother.
grandmother.
Is it Lorelai?
It is, and she also has a nickname, though. Do you remember her nickname?
I don't remember her nickname.
Her nickname is Trix.
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 That's cute. That's cute.
It is cute for a kind of horrible woman. Do you remember Trix?
Didn't Emily also hate her?
Yes.
Okay.
It was always
Okay,
very funny when Trix came to visit because Emily sort of went into a mode of like, Emily got Emily'd.
Yeah, I was going to say Emily got to experience. Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny. I was the actress. Do you know off the top of your head the actress who played Emily Gilmore?
I don't know her name. Like, I can see her. I've known her name. I don't.
Emily. If only we could check this.
We'll never know. It's just lost to history.
Kelly Bishop.
Oh,
Doy.
I knew that.
Doy. I feel like I remember something. I'm pretty sure it was her. Yeah, where it was like an interview and she was talking about how she finds it so odd. And this could be completely wrong. I am concussed. That's my disclaimer. But how like people will tell her like how much they love Emily Gilmore. And she's like, why? She's awful.
Truly. I mean, she has her moments, She definitely adds to the show for sure, but yeah, there's no part of me that really liked Emily Gilmore. There were maybe a few redeeming moments, and then she was right back to her shit.
As a character, like I love her.
Oh, amazing.
It's sort of like it's like all the characters from Arrested Development, love them. In real life, insufferable.
Oh, they'd be
Like if you
terrible.
met them, yeah, and I kind of met them because one of my exes, I kind of said that not kind of, I straight up was like, your family, like your dad's side of the family reminds me of Arrested Development.
Oh
And she
no.
knew I didn't mean it in a good way, and she was kind of like, yeah,
No,
that's fair.
that's not something you want to be compared to in real life.
I mean, her
Great
grandpa was
show.
asked to leave a state, and he also like annexed land without asking or something like that. Yeah,
How do you do
there's
that without
I
asking?
don't I don't know.
I think
Uh,
there's paperwork involved.
well, not if you're bleep bleep, I guess.
Amazing. Ooh, okay. When was Stars Hollow founded? What year?
What the fuck? I don't know. 1816.
1779. Duh.
You
Dumb
dumb
slut.
bitch.
I'm trying to give you one because so many of these I'm like, you're gonna know, you're gonna know, you're gonna know.
Okay, but some of these, or I guess some, there's been two.
There's been two fucking questions. Quit your complaining.
You're right, you're right.
Okay, what does Dean build for Rory?
Doesn't he build her a car?
He does. You're right.
Yeah.
He builds her a full car.
And then like isn't Luke really concerned that it's not
Yes.
going to be safe?
Yes, he is.
And it's adorable and lovely. Yeah.
I always thought that was a really sweet moment. I know Dean becomes extremely problematic, but I've been rewatching recently, and the very beginning of their relationship is very sweet and
Mhm.
lovely. And he gets along with her mom, and they have movie nights together, and he builds her a freaking car, and then stuff happens.
Yeah, I really liked it's funny. I really liked Dean at the beginning because it was
Mm-hmm.
very sweet and he was a very sweet boyfriend at first. And then Jess,
Oh.
I could not stand
Oh my gosh, I love him. He's
until
so
until
problematic, but I love him.
I can't stand him. It just gives me like YA love interest vibes, which is
Yes,
I know like what he's supposed to do, but it's just like, oh, shut the fuck up, bro.
I know.
And I liked him at the very when they came out with like those super long
Oh,
I
yes.
I liked him then because he was like the only one who was like, Rory, get your shit together and stop. But also like get your shit together, but not in a way where like also don't feel sorry for yourself.
Yes. No, he was the absolute voice of reason in the I can't think of what they called it, but the revival season that came out in just the last few years, which is probably part of why I love him too. But even rewatching, he's such a little shit. And I fucking love him. I'm like, I know it's problematic, but he's like the bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
And you want them to get together so badly, even though she's dating Dean, because you're like, but Dean doesn't really understand her anymore. And Jess is just like,
Got
this
slapped.
secret poet. And I don't know, like,
He's the most problematic thing is he's just super annoying to me. I feel like we need to tell the listeners that the classic dad slash man slash husband thing happened with our papa where and this would happen all the time where like we'd be watching a show together and he'd be like ugh this like it happened with Will and Grace and then like he would be like standing in the like dining room and like kind of watching is like well what why is that happening and we're like why
like
don't
you'd
you just watch?
know,
He's like, no,
yeah.
this is a stupid show. But then like he'll just like stand there and loom and watch. And then like eventually you'd be like, oh my God, he's on the couch. When did he get here?
Right.
And what I think is adorable is that now that he's outgrown that.
Right. He doesn't
Cause
play hard to get anymore.
yes, because he and mom watched the entire series
They
and
did.
oh my God, we should have gotten some of dad's hot takes on it.
We
We should
should
do an
have.
actual Gilmore Girls episode. That
We
isn't
will. Yeah. And I probably need to stop making so many comments and commentary because otherwise it is just going to turn into like a full on Gilmore Girls episode.
I mean, is that a terrible idea?
No, because we can always revisit and go more in depth, but it really is. It's one of the best shows ever. The last couple seasons are, I've actually paused my rewatch for a bit because I'm getting so exhausted by like
Mm-hmm.
Rory's bullshit. I know there are a lot of people who like Logan. I don't understand you. I hate Logan. He becomes a little better throughout their relationship, but here's what I will say. When you first meet Logan, he is part of this kind of like frat boy, rich guy group.
Mhm.
They're mean to people below them. They like actively seek out and bully people in college. Okay, these are college age people. They're shits to everybody. They use their money for the stupidest fucking things. And then, but that's somehow like charming. It's charming with Logan. Like, I don't, his dad's an asshole. His entire family is an asshole, which arguably you shouldn't be judged by your family. But I don't like him. He is so privileged. He's not relatable to me.
Yeah, I think that like the only thing is he kind of, if I remember correctly, because it has been a while since I've watched or like rewatched,
Hmm.
he does stand up for Rory against his dad being a dick. And I'm like,
Eventually, yeah.
eventually, which, yeah. But that was the thing that I never got is that it was almost this. I have so much like, I'm not saying I loved Rory. When Rory was with him, like she became worse, which is on her, but she became
Yes,
more obnoxious
right.
and kind of like,
Well, and that's when she distanced herself from Lorelai too and was like living in Richard and Emily's pool house.
yeah, she became what she pretty much was like becoming what Logan was, which is like, I'm rich and spoiled
Hmm.
and I'm like kind of sad and moody about it.
Yes, like,
And I'm
oh, well, I
not
don't
saying,
want all of this, but I have it. And like, oh, my dad wants me to take over the company and I don't wanna.
and I am not saying that rich people do not have problems. They have more ways to handle their problems, that's sure. They
Mm,
like absolutely. I mean, the idea we're like getting into wealth right now, but you know, like he doesn't have a lot of the everyday stressors that people at the poverty line or even middle class, which is pretty much poverty line now, motherfuckers.
mhm.
But like he doesn't have those, but I'm not saying he still can't have problems. The thing is that like he could have had all of those problems and still not been a rich entitled asshole.
Yes. Yeah, just
Like
don't be an asshole.
he could have like his struggle could have been I could get it if there's a lot of pressure about like taking over the family business and not wanting to and being like I'm not close to my parents. I know I have a lot of money, but like it that still doesn't substitute for having parents and stuff. But I'm like at some point, sure, maybe you're acting out because of that, but I'm like at some point you have to be a grown up.
Right. Grow up.
I think like dad said he ended up actually liking, I believe, Logan for Rory.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have a talk with him
Yeah, no,
because
this was really shocking. And I was saying, like, well, I hate how he treated Lorelai. And he was like, well, Lorelai was kind of snotty to him. And I'm like,
she's
yeah,
her
because,
mom.
well, she's her mom, but I'm like, it's also like he has a reputation of sucking.
Yes. She didn't do it just because she was like, I'm the mom and you're the boyfriend. She had good relationships with other men in Rory's life. Or
Yeah, and
maybe just the one, but
that was the thing about like Jess and Logan that I really don't like is that they were shitty to Lorelai just to
mhm.
like be shitty. And then understandably, like she's not going to be great back because
And she did try. She tried with both of them.
and I get too, like there's a different dynamic between being a little extra protective when it is your kid dating somebody versus when you're like, well, I'm the boyfriend.
Right.
And I hated that. I hated how Rory just let herself kind of be like, this shitty part of the world is like, it's okay for me to embody all of this excess
Yes.
wealth and I'm like, I get if she went through a rebellious phase because she was very much like, I need to be perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I get that, but I'm like, God, could it have been a less obnoxious, rebellious phase?
Truly. Yeah, that was a hard season to get through, and once I got through the pool house years, because it felt like years, I was like, "Okay, I think, we're gonna turn a corner here." But it kinda doesn't. Like, it's still a good show, but then you're kind of into the Luke, Lorelai, April thing, and
Ugh,
that drags, and
that
then it's like, "Oh, we can't have a wedding because I have a daughter," and I'm like, What? How does that make any fucking sense?"
I think, and this is nothing against, because I think the little actress who played April got a lot of
She
hate,
was
which is,
great.
she was great. I think the character was a terrible idea, and I don't think it fit
Yes.
with the show.
No.
And I really loved the series after. season 5 is where I'm just kind of like, this feels like a different show. It feels like
Yeah,
it felt like, and I hate when this happens. I know you need to have drama and conflict
of course.
in a TV show, in a book, in whatever. Otherwise, it's kind of like there's no plot. Like, you need plot. I get that.
Yeah,
But the idea that I'm like, we already took a long time. There was a lot of like, will they, won't they? I mean, like 5 seasons of it, or like 4 seasons of it.
yes.
I hate when a story just reiterates or like kind of reuses
Mm-hmm.
plot points, but just kind of reskins them. So this was still the like, will they, won't they? But they're like, ooh, now it's with a twist. And I'm like, you've already done that. Like, do something else. And two, you can have characters get together and there be drama outside of that without constantly being like, will they, won't they? I think it's hard to do, but I think that and Winona Earp with Waverly's character and her main love interest, there are some like ups and downs, but for the most part, they're pretty solid. And
Okay.
there's still a lot of interest in the show. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it just takes being a little creative and thinking it through more. But I'm like, I want creators to get away from this idea because of like, you can't ever let the couple get together, because I think at some point you just start creating really unrealistic drama.
And then it just gets to be like, I'm at the point where I think I already said this. I've indefinitely paused my rewatch because I'm sort of like, I'm not enjoying it. Like the first 3 or 4 seasons, I was seriously like watching an episode on my phone probably every night at least.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was into it and I was enjoying it and loving it. And I feel like most of us watched for more than the will they, won't they of Lorelai and Luke. Yes, that was part of it, but I so enjoyed watching Lorelai and Suki run their first in and then open the dragonfly and like all that subplot there and just the relationship between Lorelai and Rory, which is
It's
the
the main relationship of the show. Yeah.
yeah, and then they took that away for a while. Yeah, so it's getting a little tedious. It doesn't feel as good as it did before. It I don't know. And I
It's
kind of remember
giving
this from earlier, but yeah, it's giving
it's giving fan fiction vibes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been kind of disappointing, honestly. I'm going to need to power
Yeah.
through and then we can do a real Gilmore Girls episode where we'll probably talk about the exact same things, but I'll be more informed and probably a little sadder.
Yeah, I'll have to rewatch too. I can't remember if Kelsey likes it or not, but I'll
Ooh, you
make her
guys should
watch it.
watch together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be
Yeah.
interesting to get her take, especially if she hasn't seen it before.
Yeah, or like I feel like she has, but I think it's one of those things that like she's maybe the last time she watched it was like when it was coming out or
Sure.
something. I know that my BFF Bo Bear loves Gilmore Girls.
Nice.
So I'll have to get her takes on I think she might be somebody too who doesn't hate Logan. So I need
Ooh. Okay. We need
yeah,
to get
I
all the Logan stands opinions on like why they are okay with him, why they like him.
part of me wonders is if it's because Rory gets so frustrating that they're like they kind of deserve each other, which I don't disagree about, but still as a person and a character, I can't stand him.
No.
Like Emily is infuriating, but like I love her scenes.
Yeah. Well, and you're like Emily is Emily. She's not really hiding who she is.
Yeah, and there's something just about the character where like I don't actually get annoyed watching her. I'm just like, "Oh my god, Emily, you're so awful." Whereas like with Logan, and I'm not saying the acting's great and everything,
Right.
I just can't stand his scenes. Like when he's in scenes and stuff. Like I find I just
No.
pulling teeth.
Truly.
Sorry. Okay. We just can't do a quick episode.
We apparently can't. How does Lorelai say she once broke her leg?
Well shit.
That was the first one on the card. You told me
Yeah,
to.
god.
It's a not a sport, an exercise.
I was going to say, I felt like it was some kind of athletic endeavor or attempt.
Yes,
Was it jazzercise? I don't know.
yoga.
Yoga. Ah,
Oh,
it's concerning.
that is concerning. Ooh, I forgot about Tristan. What does Tristan call Rory when they first meet?
Is it Ace?
No, that's Logan's thing.
That's Logan. Yeah.
Tristan was at Chilton. He kind of looks
Oh
like Logan,
yeah.
honestly. Chad Michael Murray. And it
Mm-hmm.
had to do with her very innocent.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it like Bambi or some?
Think more biblical. Catholicism loves her.
Oh, Mary?
Yes.
Yeah. When you're like, think biblical, I'm like, you know how much I read it. So,
Well, I mean, pretty much everybody knows about Mary.
yeah, no, the Catholicism thing helped.
Mary's reputation precedes her. Ooh, what film do Dean and Rory watch on their first movie night date?
Oh,
I feel
it's
that you know this one.
I can't remember if they watched. There's something Duck Soup or something. I know they watched that at some point. No, or is it Willy Wonka?
It is Willy
Willy
Wonka.
Wonka.
Nice
Yeah.
job. I wouldn't have remembered
No,
that.
Duck Soup is
Is that a movie?
college. Yeah, I
Oh
think it's
my
called Duck Soup.
gosh. Look
I
at
tried
you.
watching it. Not tried. I mean, I did. I did watch it, and I was like, huh. Yeah, 1933.
Whoa.
Duck Soup.
Duck soup. What can Lorelai always smell?
Coffee.
That's a good guess, but no. Weather.
Mm. Okay.
Oh, I thought
Well,
you were like about ready to say.
No, it's like some of these are
Snow.
Snow. Oh,
Remember, she
I
always
thought
has
you
the
just meant
thing
weather
about
in general. Snow. Okay, yeah.
yes.
Because she
Snow
loves the
is the
first
weather.
fall.
Yes, she likes the first snowfall. Okay, I'm gonna just flip this. I'm gonna flip it over to you and see if you can read, and we're gonna
Okay.
give that a try. Okay.
Who sees Lorelai kissing Max at Chilton?
I think it's Paris, isn't it?
You are correct.
Ooh.
It is Paris.
I remember that because it stressed me out so badly. I was like, Lorelai, what are you doing? And I really liked Max, but
I liked Max a lot.
at the school during, I think
Yeah.
it was during like conferences or something. I'm like, you guys
Yeah, I thought
can't
it was
do
some kind of,
that.
it was some sort of bad timing. Where does Rory hide when Jamie turns up to pick up Paris?
Okay, I remember Jamie now.
Mhm.
Where does she hide? Oh, a closet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like, well, where else would you hide? There's only so many spots, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, still though.
Still.
What are Emily and Richard's bunny dessert treats made from?
They're bunny dessert treats. They're not made from actual bunnies, are they? It's Richard and Emily, so I'm like, not actual bunnies.
No. Think less.
Hair.
That'll put marzipan in my pie plate. Bingo. Do you not? That's a quote from Buffy. It was the Buffy bot, I believe, in like season 6.
Wow, that's a deep cut. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. So is it marzipan?
No, it's Bingo the dog. Yeah, it's marzipan.
It's not bunny, it's dog.
It's doggy.
Okay.
What is the name of Chilton's newspaper?
The Weekly Pretentious? I don't know. I actually don't know.
The Franklin. I believe that's what it said.
Was it the top one?
No, it was the second one. Here, bring it back up.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, the top one is good though. All right. How much does Luke lend Lorelai?
Was this for opening the inn? I feel like that's what it was for opening the Dragonfly.
So. It does not give me
context.
Yeah.
$10,000.
30,000.
That's a man.
Yeah, that's also like early 2000s money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pre-housing market.
Holy shit. So that's like, where did he get all that? I mean,
was it a dead
diner.
family? I was going to say, I think it's like a combination of dead family member and also like Luke is wearing the same hat and t-shirt, pretty much like a cartoon character.
True.
The band is fiscally responsible.
Right. But I also don't see him like investing.
No.
Like just because you're not spending, like you got to invest to make your money grow, you know? Financial advice from us.
Oh God.
It's
not.
From me.
This is not financial advice.
From me.
Legally we have to say that.
This is not financial advice. Whatever. Speaking of his hat and shirt, there was a scene where Jess was half-ass working at the diner and Luke told him to go change his shirt. I can't remember why. I think it had like Metallica or something on it and it like bothered Luke for some reason. So Jess came down wearing a backwards baseball cap and a flannel. And I thought that was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny. I think there are going to be aspects where Jess doesn't bother me as bad now that I'm older.
Like he's an asshole, but he makes me laugh.
I couldn't stand him at the time. I think now, though, there's probably going to be those things where I'm like, God, you little prick, but it's still going to
Right.
make me laugh.
Yeah.
There are other things, though, that I'm like, look, I know you have a lot going on, but also you're just so shitty to Lorelai and Luke.
He has major issues for sure. He's just so cute. You just eat him up with a spoon. Oh, what is Rory's favorite flower?
Is it a fancy one or no?
No,
Daisy?
close. I actually think that's Lorelai's.
Sunflower?
Yes.
Hmm.
I remember the daisies for Lorelai because I believe when Max proposes to her, he fills the inn with like a bajillion daisies.
Be just exhausting to clean up.
It would be. But can you imagine walking in somewhere and it's just like filled with flowers just for you?
Yeah. Speaking, okay, here's some lesbian deep cuts for you.
Oh, good.
In the Supergirl show, Supergirl and Lena Luthor have so much chemistry that if they weren't both women, absolutely they would have been written as a couple. It's insane. Like you just watched clips. And
Okay.
there's one thing where Kara Danvers, who's a Supergirl, does something for Lena. I can't remember what it is, but Lena is so grateful. She fills her entire office with flowers.
Oh,
You know, as
like
straight
friends
girls
do.
do. Yeah. Yeah. Or like
Ah.
Supergirl, I think flies to like Paris or something. Like she flies somewhere to pick up like her favorite tree. It's like, yeah, you know, as gal pals do.
What?
It's not even, look, this isn't even me being gay. Cause like sometimes you're watching a show and you're like, man, I would rather ship these two girls. Like I'd rather them be together just because it's like more interesting to me
Mhm.
than, but like they don't really have that much chemistry. There's also things where I've watched, oh my God, Emily in Pretty Little Liars was the straightest straight. I'm sorry, that actress she can't play gay. She's beautiful, can't play gay. And none of her romantic part, I'm like, there's no chemistry with any of
Yeah,
these.
you're right.
So I can be unbiased. And I will say it is so funny and like aggravating because it's one of those things
Yeah.
of like, of course they won't do it. And it's happened in shows before where it's like, wow, the actors just have really good chemistry together. And when
Mhm.
that happens, those characters, like you're going to write them together unless they're the same sex, and it drives me crazy. But yeah, she fills her office with flowers, and the joke going around on like Tumblr and stuff is like, you know, as gal pals do.
Right. I do that all the time for my friends. I haven't even
Like
done that
Lena,
for you. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, I know Lena
that'd be weird.
Luthor is rich, but still,
It's still a lot.
that it's not the money, it's the romantic gesture of it all.
Yes. No, that's like a profession of love.
Like sending her a a single super expensive bouquet, you could be like friends. Filling her office as a little like, hey, thanks. That's like, I want to marry you.
Now I want to do that to someone. I don't have the money to, but like, no,
Right?
I
Just like
want to.
from your gal pal.
It's gonna have to be daisies on my budget.
I'm gonna have to go with baby's breath on mine.
Baby's breath and carnations, maybe like old carnations.
Oh, dead
Yeah,
carnations.
it's just
There's a
right.
lot of there's a lot of little flowers outside. I'll just start picking.
Dandelions.
Yeah, I'll go dandelions.
Oh, what is the name of Lorelai's dog?
Is it Frank Sinatra?
No, but it is a male singer.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You know it.
I know it. It's going to be one of those things that
It just
drives me
doesn't come
crazy
to
because
you.
it's a male singer and it's older, right? He's
Yes, like he wouldn't have
like
been
super.
anybody we
I was going to say,
listened
but he's
to.
like Frank Sinatra esque in like era and old timeness,
I
right?
think so. I don't
Oh my God.
actually know. First name starts with a P, if that helps. It's Does that help?
Just tell me it's going to drive me fucking crazy.
Paul
Paul?
Anka. You had the Paul. Paul
Yeah.
Anka.
Oh my God.
Paul Anka.
Drive me
I'm
up
looking up
a biscuit.
Paul Anka. He was a
He was born in
Canadian. Oh,
1941.
looks like he's still alive too.
Good for him.
Good
Get
for
it.
him.
Yeah, like 50s. I mean, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. He's been doing the damn thing. Good for you.
Good for you, Paul Anka. And that is her dog's name. And we've already had this conversation, but I love the idea that she gave her dog a first and a last name.
Yes, but it's also just like the dog's first name, like full name.
Right. Yeah.
Full
Not
name,
her
first
last
name.
name that she gave him,
Yeah.
but his own. Hmm. Where you're not going to get this one, but it's a fun little memory. Where do Rory and Lorelai stay during their road trip?
Oh my God.
I'll help you out here a little bit. So it's a bed and breakfast. Do you remember the name of it by any chance?
No, no.
Okay. It was called the Cheshire Cat, and the woman who ran it was like a major cat lady. And they were really creeped out by the whole vibe of the
Yeah,
place.
I remember the vibe being real weird, but
Yeah.
God, the name, could not recall that.
Ooh, what is the name of Jackson's cousin who goes on a blind date with Lorelai?
Oh my God, I don't know.
He's such a dick, though.
I don't actually remember this.
Okay. I don't know who he's played by. It's
I
not
wouldn't
somebody
know
that I
anyways.
recognize. Yeah. No, and he like makes a comment about Lorelai being really tall. Like he says to
Oh, okay,
Jackson, he's
yeah.
like, "You didn't say she would be tall." Like
Yeah, no,
he's
I
just a
remember that
total
now.
dick.
Yeah, no, I that was it was so uncomfortable to watch.
He ruined the evening. His name's Rune. Rune.
Mm.
It's a dumb name. Sorry to all the runes out there.
All of our we only have listeners named all of our listeners are gone. All of them but like 5 were named Rune. Way to go, Riley.
That was weird. Sorry, guys. I didn't know we had such a niche audience.
Our bad.
Weird. Okay. There's a sign behind the counter at Luke's Diner. What does it say?
No cell phones?
Yes. Which is so funny to think about now because I don't know how you'd get away with that now.
Even then, like more common probably, but I'm like
Hmm.
you're still not getting like all the teenagers and 20 somethings that like had phones at that time. Like you're still not getting them to put those puppies away.
No.
But I do remember signs like that. Not common, still, not super frequently,
No,
but
but they were around.
and then I feel like people just kind of gave up.
Well, because I mean, yeah,
How yeah.
you couldn't do it anymore. But I like watching the earlier seasons of Gilmore Girls because there really isn't a lot, if any, cell phone use at first. It's kind of like later, maybe like season 2 or 3, that you really see them kind of start to use cell phones. And then, of course, it's not like they're texting or anything. It's literally just like phone
Phone
calls.
calls.
And
Yeah.
Lorelai is like the biggest breaker of the no cell phone rule at Luke's,
Oh,
which is
absolutely.
always the best.
Yeah.
Let's maybe do just like a couple more questions.
Sure. Okay, so what does Emily think Lorelai should add to the inn?
What do you think she should add to the inn?
I'll accept 2 different answers.
I don't even have one answer. A pool boy and a pool.
Close, kind of. A spa and tennis courts.
Oh, okay. I should have figured that one out. That's my
That's
bad.
okay. That's okay.
Okay, how about one more from you?
Okay, I think you'll know this one, but where does Lane hide all of her CDs?
Oh, in under a floorboard in her bedroom.
Yeah. I
I
always thought
love
that was so
Lane.
cool. I do really
Yes.
like Lane. Yeah.
I feel like we all were taught as children that like you should have a loose floorboard in your room to hide shit under. Did anybody actually ever have that in real life?
I would love to know.
Yeah, because I never did.
Also, like, how do icky things, like, how do bugs not get into it?
Yeah, like what if you opened it one day and it was just like I almost said tarantulas. That's not what I mean. Termites. I mean
Well, I mean,
tarantulas would suck too.
either would be terrifying.
Just like it's
Especially where
tarantulas.
we live. It's just like how are there 18?
What the fuck are these doing in here?
Ben the host dune.
Ooh, what what award does Rory's love interest, Jess, we didn't need an explanation, receive from Walmart?
The only reward that I can think of is like an employee of the week.
It's employee of the month.
I love it.
It was pretty good. He was basically working at Walmart instead of going to school.
I mean, look, if you're not going to school, work.
He
You gotta
had
work, gotta do
plans.
something. Yeah,
He
no,
had
no
plans and
disrespect.
schemes.
Wherever you're working, you're working. You're doing the damn thing.
He was doing the damn thing. What does Lorelai discover on her porch after she and Jason break up?
Oh, it's a dead thing, right?
It's not dead, it's alive, very much alive.
Is it like a raccoon or something? God, I'm trying to.
No, it is an animal. Two of them, but the same species.
Bear?
No.
No, I can't. You're going to tell me and I'm going to be like, oh, duh.
What are women taught to be afraid of if they don't get a man?
Mice. Oh,
Like, what will they purchase a lot of allegedly if they are alone and spinsters?
cats?
Yes. She finds two random cats on her doorstep and then she kind of just like keeps seeing cats after
Oh,
she breaks
oh,
up.
because like a cat lady type of.
Yes,
I got it, okay.
exactly.
Man, I don't know why I can't remember that. I just.
Well, again, I have very recently, like within the last several months, watched a lot of these episodes. Otherwise, like there were so many things where I was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that.
It has probably been like 10 years since I watched the series, other than like whenever the kind of extended stuff came out. Obviously, like I watched that.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. Did I watch it right away? I don't remember. I watched that within probably like the year it came out. But other than that, I'm like, I feel like the last time I watched Gilmore Girls was probably in college, so like 10 years ago.
You should rewatch and I'll
Hmm.
finish my rewatch and then we should do together like a complete rundown.
So maybe we just go through overall arching issue of season 1 is this, like real
Mm,
brief, and then like here are the love interests. What did we like? What did we not like? How does it hit now?
yeah, well, that was just our little kind of pre-episode, I guess, and then hopefully maybe sometime this year we'll do a deeper dive.
Yeah, for sure. Please rate, review. You can now leave like little commenty things on Spotify about individual episodes.
And those are fun.
Yeah, please, please. Also, just like we do really love hearing people's thoughts on the topics that we're talking about. So, if you have any Gilmore Girls hot takes, or if there are things too you particularly want us to talk about when like we announce, we're going to be covering this, please comment it on any of our socials, email us, something like that. We know we have just a super, super small group of listeners, but it is always really, really awesome when somebody leaves us a review or a message or just a comment that we can interact with. It's really fun.
It is, and we do actually we want to hear from you. We want to interact with you.
Yeah,
So,
no, genuinely, like I love hearing even, from like, of course, like our friends and family, like what they think or disagree about when they've listened to an episode, or they're like, oh, I hope you cover this when you talk about XYZ. But
mhm.
it'd be really cool to hear from more people, and some people we also aren't related to or haven't known for like 8 years.
That'd be great. Maybe I'll even on this particular episode because we can also put a specific question out on Spotify. Maybe I'll ask people if they liked Logan and why.
Ooh, yeah.
Should we do
Let's do
that?
that.
Okay.
Let's do it. And let's put it on Tiki Talks, because I would
Okay.
love to hear people's rants and raves and telling us we're fools for not loving Logan or whatever.
Yeah, I do want to hear the reasoning behind people's decision.
Genuinely, yeah. Yeah.
I'm so curious. So let us know. And yeah, contact us through our socials, our email. You can find us. We're out
You know
there.
where we're at.
We're in the public eye.
We're adjacent.
Wait, yeah. Yeah.
We're kitty
Public
corner to the
adjacent.
public eye.
We're like kind of across the street and maybe down a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can see the public eye. I don't know if it can see us, but we can see it
We're in the neighborhood.
with our little binoculars.
We're spying on the public eye. We're creeping on it.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
You've reached Sid.
And Riley.
We can't come to the phone right now.
So leave a message after the beep. Ruining Our Childhood was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Psych. But it is produced by us, Riley and Cassidy.
With music by Joseph Tuna Medish.
You can follow us on Instagram at Ruining Our Childhood Pod.
Or send us an email at ruiningourchildhoodpod@gmail.com.
Support the show through our Coffee account ko-fi.com/ruining our childhood podcast.
Later.